In today's video, I'm going to highlight some top sales from last month, and then at the end, I'll break down all the numbers for you and share what we earned. And my whole hope in sharing this information is just that it can help you think of some new ideas of maybe items you could pick up to sell in your eBay store. So let's dive right in. I thought it might be a little more interesting if I broke down the sales into various categories. So the first category I have is highest sale. And there are actually 3 items that I'm going to highlight here in this category. They are all bats, and this first bat sold for $299.99 plus $18.95 shipping. It was an Easton Synergy Plus slow pitch softball bat. The second bat was also a softball bat. This was the Louisville Slugger SB17 TPS Inertia. It sold for $179.99 plus shipping. The third bat was this Louisville Slugger TPS C405 Plus model. It sold for $299.99 plus shipping. We picked up these bats as a lot for $50, so we still have a few more that we need to sell from that lot, but already it was a great return. For the lowest sale of the month, we have these Athleta shorty shorts. We picked these up at a yard sale for $1, and they sold for $10 plus 5 shipping. These were in the best condition. You can see here there was some pilling on the back of the shorts, so that's why I priced them really low, and they moved quickly. So although we didn't make a ton on the sale, it was good filler for our store, and we are happy that it moved so quickly. Our fastest seller of the month was this Richard Simmons workout DVD set. This was just a really cool, unique piece, so we decided to grab it, and 4 of the 5 DVDs were still sealed in plastic, and this sold within a couple of hours of posting. It sold for $15.99, free shipping. We paid $1 for it. I'm working on editing the yard sale video where we found this, but it was an older couple that had the coolest vintage items, lots of cool shirts, and then this DVD set and a few other things that we picked up. So hopefully I'll be getting that video out soon. Our slowest mover of the month was this East Point cornhole beanbag set. This was brand new, still sealed, so that is why we picked it up. However, it ended up not being the best pickup, even being brand new. We picked it up last summer and it just now sold. It sold for $19.99 plus $9.99 shipping. So we were happy to see it sell. And always, just a good reminder, check those sell-through rates so you don't pick up items that are going to sit forever like this item did for us. Our most unique sale of the month was this Chewbacca Disney Star Wars backpack. This thing was really cool, very unique. We had never come across something like this before, so it was a really fun pickup. We paid $4 for this and we accepted the best offer. We sold it for around $40 plus $8.95 shipping. The other item that was more on the unique side for us was this Calista Maria McCool hair styler set. It's definitely not as unique as the Chewbacca backpack, but we hadn't come across this specific brand before. And we were surprised how quickly it sold. It sold within a day or two of listing it, and it sold for $29.99 plus $10.95 shipping, and we paid $5 for it. So it was a great flip, and we will definitely be on the lookout for these in the future. For men's clothing, I have a few pieces that I'll highlight. This was a Waggle golf pullover hoodie. We paid $7 for this. Here's the tag, so you know what to keep an eye out for. It sold for $64.99 plus $6.95 shipping, so we are really happy with that flip. We love picking up Waggle and any of the popular golf brands right now. Those tend to do really well for us. We also like picking up Built. These are just some basic crew neck t-shirts. We paid $5 each for these, and since they were the same size, we decided to lot them up, and they sold for $29.99 plus $7.95 shipping. Looking at this picture, I definitely should have had my lint roller handy. I do not love photographing black items. I feel like everything shows up on those. I don't know, am I the only one that feels that way? Let me know in the comments if you find the same thing to be true. Black is just a tough color for me to photograph, but here's the tag in case you're not familiar with it. Built can be hit or miss as far as sell-through rate, so just double check the specific piece and make sure the sell-through rate's high enough that you want to pick it up for your store. And here's another Built piece. We paid $6 for this. It sold for $34.99 plus $5.95 shipping. And we put button down in the title, but looking at this, it's technically a button-up shirt because it doesn't have the buttons right there. That's your telltale sign. So that was our goof, but it sold. And again, Built can be a great brand to pick out depending on the style and the piece, of course. These Lululemon ABC pants were in one of the yard sale videos I recently did. We paid $10 for these. We got a whole lot of them. We did accept a best offer on these. I believe it was $40 and then $7.95 shipping, but we've had a lot of luck selling these ABC pants recently. These were some really cool Rock Revival jeans. These are the Bradley Slim Straight jeans. We had them listed at $99.99. and we accepted a best offer of $90 plus $9.95 shipping. You can see that these had a ton of embellishments. They had these cool snakeskin patches, and then you can see on the back pockets, again, a ton of embellishment with the snakeskin detail. So generally with Rock Revival, we have found that the more embellished, the better, and that definitely proved true with these. It was a great sale. We paid $6 for these. We picked these up at a thrift store. We were on a day trip a few hours away from where we live and decided to swing by one of the local thrift stores, and we found some decent stuff, including these jeans. So this was an exciting find. This is another item that sold really quickly. It didn't sell for a ton of money. It sold for $14.99 plus $4.99 shipping. I paid $1.50 for this. It's not a highly desirable brand as far as I know. I wouldn't normally pick this up, but because it was 100% linen, especially it being summer, I decided to just pick it up and give it a try. I used the keyword old money because it does have that classic old money look to it, and it sold really quickly. Here's another golf piece that we sold. This is a Primo Polo. Here's the tag for you. We paid $5 for this. We accepted the best offer. I want to say it was around $35 if I remember correctly, and we charged $6.95 for shipping. Primo is another one of those golf brands that we love to keep an eye out for. For women's clothing, we have these Vigos Chelsea Slim Boot jeans. We picked these up for $1. These were also in one of our recent yard sale videos. We did accept a best offer of around $20 plus $5.95 shipping. Since we only paid $1 for these, it was still a decent profit margin, even though they only sold for around $20. And we were surprised how quickly these sold. They sold within a few days, and this style actually did have a really decent sell-through rate. And last, for women's clothing, are these Ala yoga sweatpants. We paid $5 for these and accepted a best offer of around $40 plus $7.95 shipping. Here's the tag. ALO stands for Air, Land, and Ocean, and it's definitely a brand that we like to keep an eye out for. Our favorite bins find was this 1992 Masters Golf hat and pin. It was a really cool piece, and because we found it at the bins, it ended up being only about $1.25. And this one sold for around $100. We did accept a best offer, and then it was $9.95 shipping. This was definitely one of our favorite finds and sales of the month. Some of our top shoe sales of the month included these Justin women's leather classic cowboy boots. Cowboy boots are definitely not our area of expertise, but they were only $1 at a yard sale. They were in pretty good shape. They did have some blemishes, but overall they looked like they had hardly been worn. These sold for $44.99 plus $12.95 shipping, and they sold within less than a week. So we were glad that we picked these up and decided to branch out a little bit. We paid $3 for these Nike Air Max 270 shoes. These were also really quick movers for us. They sold for $49.99 plus $9.95 shipping. One thing with the Air Max shoes, you just want to double check the air bubble and make sure that it's still intact. We had picked up a pair a while back and didn't check that air bubble, and unfortunately it was no longer firm, so just a friendly reminder to always check that if you come across these. But these have been really good movers for us. These were the cutest baby shoes. These were brand new little baby Vans. We actually picked these up for my son, but he has the cutest, fattest little feet, and they would not fit in these shoes, unfortunately. So we threw them up on eBay. We paid $3 for them, and we accepted a best offer of $17.50 plus free shipping. And these ones sold within a couple of days of listing them as well. We paid $3 for these men's Echo shoes. If you pick up Echo shoes, a lot of times the size is a little hidden. It's on the bottom here. You can see on that little dot, it says 43. So just a tip so you don't spend forever searching for that. We did accept a best offer. We sold them for $27 plus $8.95 shipping. And these also sold within a week of listing them. Some of our favorite bread and butter items to sell are these digital cameras. These move quickly for us and can bring in good money, as you can see. This Nikon Coolpix S3300 sold for $129.99 plus $8.95 shipping, and we paid $15 for this, so that was a great return. And the second bread and butter I wanted to highlight was this Rainbow Rainmate Purifier. This one was actually still new, sealed, so we did pay up for this one. It was at a thrift store. We paid $15 for this, but it sold for $79.99 plus $14.95 shipping. These generally move really quickly for us. We also sold this one that was previously used. We paid $1 for this one. It sold for $38.99 plus $11.95 shipping. So you can see even in used condition, these can bring in some great money. Since we don't have a ton of storage, we're constantly looking for space saver items. And one of our favorite to pick up are remotes. This Sony remote sold for $17.99 plus free shipping. We picked it up for $1. A lot of times you can pick up remotes for $1 or $2, and then they can sell for between $15 to $20 usually. We primarily look for the bigger name brand remotes like Sony, Bose, etc. And one thing we always check for is corrosion in the battery compartment. So just a little tip, if you're going to pick up a remote, just double check it and make sure that there's not corrosion. Another space saver that we love to pick up is printer ink. Again, with this, we stick to the name brands, not the cheaper knockoffs. So this was an HP tricolor combo pack, and it sold for $47.99 plus free shipping, and we picked this one up at a thrift store for $1.50. Under the 4 parts only category, we sold these Mag 1 Motorola handheld radios. We picked these up for $5. We couldn't test these extensively before we bought them, but we did plug them in and we could see that they would turn on. However, unfortunately, they just wouldn't hold a charge. So for that reason, we did sell them as parts only. It's possible that they just needed new batteries, but it's not something that we wanted to deal with. So we just threw them up for $50 and accepted a best offer of $40 plus $11.95 shipping. When these are in good working condition, they can bring in really good money though. And I really love selling items that otherwise probably would have ended up in the trash, knowing that they went to somebody that can fix them up and get them working and that they can continue to live on and not just live in the landfill. And the last category that I have to highlight is the thank goodness it's gone category. I don't know if you have pieces like that in your store, but this is definitely one of those for us. We are so happy to see this thing sell. It was definitely not one of our best pickups. We paid $5 for this. We accepted a best offer of around $30 plus $14.99 shipping. This was the original Sauce Master. It was just a really big item, and like I mentioned, we don't have a ton of space. It was just taking up all of that precious real estate. So definitely not our best pickup, but that's part of the beauty of this business. We are constantly learning. Now I'll quickly break down the numbers for you and share what we profited. Gross sales were $8,301. Selling costs, including shipping, eBay fees, and cost of goods, equaled $3,655. Sales tax was $502, leaving us with a net profit of $4,144 for the month. I figure we spend about 10 hours a week on this, so we're happy with those numbers. Of course, we have goals to increase them, but for now, we're going to celebrate the small victories as they come.